hour of 11 a.m. having arrived, the House will come to order. Members, please take your seats. Sergeants at arms, please close the doors of the House. Prayer today will be offered by our colleague, Representative Lawrence. Immediately after prayer, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Members and guests, please rise as able.
The prayer that I'm going to offer today was first offered in this chamber on this date in 1935 by Reverend Harold E. Keller, Superintendent of Catholic Schools of the Diocese of Harrisburg. Colleagues, let's pray. We pray thee, O God of might, wisdom, and justice, through whom authority is rightfully administered, laws are enacted, and judgments decreed. Assist with thy Holy Spirit of counsel and fortitude the governor of this state, that his administration may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful to thy people over whom he presides. Let the light of thy divine wisdom direct the deliberations of this assembly and shine forth in all proceedings and laws framed for our rule and government, so that they may tend to the alleviation of distress, the promotion of security, the increase of industry, sobriety, and useful knowledge, and may perpetuate to us the blessing of equal liberty. Direct, O Lord, all our actions by thy holy inspirations and carry them on thy gracious assistance, that every prayer and every work of ours may always begin from thee and always through thee be happily ended. Amen.
I pledge allegiance. Sergeants at arms can open the doors of the House. Members and guests, please take your seats. Without objection, the approval of the Journal of Monday, January 27th, 2025 will be postponed until printed. Are there requests for leaves of absence? The chair recognizes the Majority Whip, who indicates there are none. The chair recognizes the Minority Whip, who indicates there are none. The chair is about to take the master roll call. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote. 202 members having voted on the master roll call, a quorum is present. Colleagues, if you can take your seats, we do have some very special guests joining us in the hall of the House this morning for a few different, very important ceremonies that will be happening. The House will come to order. Members, please take your seats. Members, please take your seats. Members, please take your seats. Colleagues, it is always the honor and privilege of the chair to welcome former chairs to the Hall of the House. And this morning, we have several former chairs joining us, and they are all seated to the left of the Speaker's rostrum. They are joining us today, along with family and friends, for the portrait unveiling for the gentleman from Lancaster, Representative Cutler. We are excited to welcome from Allegheny County, the gentleman, former Speaker, Representative Torzai. Please stand. The gentleman from Philadelphia County, Representative Prezell. Mr. Speaker, please stand. The gentleman from Philadelphia County, Mr. Speaker, Representative O'Brien, please stand. The gentleman from Philadelphia County, Representative O'Donnell. Mr. Speaker, please stand. The gentleman from Berks County, Mr. Speaker, Representative Rozzi, please stand. The chair is looking for the gentleman from Fayette. It's the gentleman present. Former Speaker DeWeese. Chair does not see the gentleman. Let the gentleman know the chair was looking earnestly. We also have our former chief clerk, my good friend, David Redcliffe. Please stand. Welcome back. And we have another pillar of this institution who worked here, don't tell anyone, for as long as I've been alive. Our former parliamentarian, the best to do it, Clancy Meyer. Please stand. That's right. We can applaud him one more time. Also seated to the left of the Speaker's rostrum, we have the gentleman from Washington County. He left the halls of this House for a better opportunity to fight for justice. Please stand, Your Honor. Judge Brandon Newman, welcome back. Also here, we have on the floor of the House for the portrait unveiling from Lancaster, Senator Scott Martin is in the rear of the House. If you're here, please stand. Oh, you're in the front now. Welcome, sir. So glad to have you. We also have former Senator Almond, now working for our new United States Senator. Please stand. We're so glad to have you. From York County, the chair sees the former Appropriations Chair. Please stand, Representative Saylor. Welcome. We are always thrilled to welcome the family of Representative Cutler coming all the way from Lancaster. We have his lovely wife here, Jennifer, his daughters, Cheyenne and Drew, his son, Caleb, that's been here many times. Please stand. We're so grateful that you're here. Also this morning on the floor of the House, we will be having a special celebration for our outgoing director of LRB. Vince DiLiberato, along with his wife, Nancy, and so many friends are seated here in the well. Please stand. We're so glad to send you off and thanking you for your years of service to this institution. And let the record reflect that's 50 years to this institution. Thank you. In the gallery, we have some special guests from the leader, the gentleman from Bedford. We are thrilled to welcome Savannah Hirschberger from his district. Savannah is a senior at Northern Bedford County High School. She's in Harrisburg on today, meeting with the leader and shadowing Secretary Redding as she is an active member of the Future Farm Workers of America. Would you please stand, Savannah? Thank you for joining us today. Also in the gallery, our colleague that serves Huntington County, both Representative Barger along with Representative Schmidt and Blair have the Bishop Catholic High School football team as they are the 2024 PIAA Class A Pennsylvania champions. Football team, please stand. Welcome. Finally, we are thrilled in the gallery. Our colleague that serves Somerset, Representative Rigby, has some special guests. There are members from the Windber School District. The school district has been designated recently as a Purple Star School by the Department of Education, and this supports children who relocate to new schools because of their parents' active military service. Students, please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. The chair grants permission to the following to take still photography for the portrait unveiling. Jackson White from the Lancaster newspaper. The House will come to order. Colleagues, we're about to take up a very special order of business, the portrait unveiling for our colleague, Representative Brian Cutler, Mr. Speaker. For the information of our newest members, who this is your first full week on the job, the first floor of our main Capitol building has the Speaker's Gallery. It's a hallway that is adorned with the portraits of all of the former speakers of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. Along those walls, you will see portraits of speakers throughout Pennsylvania's history, from our founding father, Benjamin Franklin, who once didn't necessarily stand here, it was in Philadelphia at the time, but also to our trailblazing speaker, K. Leroy Irvis, and to the speakers of modern times, many of which are in our presence today. Today, we are unveiling the portrait of our colleague, the 139th Speaker of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, Brian Cutler. Welcome again to all of our special guests who are here visiting our historic chamber on this day. I am so grateful to have the privilege to honor our colleague and someone I call a real friend, Speaker Brian Cutler, to unveil his portrait officially, as it will hang on the walls of the House with other members who distinguished themselves in service to this body as Speaker of the House. As we welcome his family and all of our former speakers that are here and all of the former members of the House and staff, nobody works harder than staff, former Senate staffer here, few people understand the true weight of the gavel. Members, few people understand the true weight of the gavel. A weight, it's not measured in pounds, it's not measured in ounces, but it's measured in purpose and objectivity and, of course, consequence. This weight has only been borne by 141 people since this body was first conceived in 1682. I know Speaker Cutler appreciates the demand of serving in such a monumental role and the gravity of knowing that in this chamber, every ruling of the Speaker is in fact the ultimate authority. While serving as our Speaker from 2020 to 2022, Speaker Cutler governed during an incredibly challenging and unique time. Many call it on the news, unprecedented times. Nevertheless, in that time, he gave his all every day in showing up to make sure that this institution was cared for and that we maintained the integrity of the body, notwithstanding how hard those times were. He came to this assembly and he came to this rostrum prepared for the moment, because throughout his life, he's shown determination, resiliency, and drive in the face of personal adversity. Whether that was caring for his parents when they were diagnosed with ALS while he was in high school, or whether that was working himself through trade school before beginning a career in healthcare, or whether that was before earning a degree at Lebanon Valley College or becoming a member of this House, working his way through Widener Law School, he's harnessed the lessons that he learned from life to help all of those around him, from, of course, his own family to his community in Lancaster County and to our entire Commonwealth, drawing on his experiences every day to truly come to this rostrum and be a catalyst for change. There were really tough decisions that were made at this rostrum when Speaker Cutler was presiding. And no surprise here, many times we thought about these issues with different perspectives. I'll just leave it there. Opposite ends of the spectrum with the decisions that were being made. Nevertheless, even being on opposing sides and having many instances of disagreement, Brian's door was always open, and many times when I'd be at the desk for the minority leader, rolling my eyes, he'd send me a text after denying a motion. We won't comment on that too much. It's like, Brian, this isn't funny. Like, if you want to be my friend, grant my motions. Don't text me after denying my motions and you see me standing over there rolling my eyes with my arms folded, thinking about a plan. I've never doubted Speaker Cutler's, be it his ability to do what was in his best interest, not only for the institution, but quite seriously for all of our neighbors. And I appreciate the fact that he's always been so very sincere, from welcoming our newest members to authoring some very important landmark legislation throughout his tenure in his career to make sure that people have access to high quality, affordable health care. That is something that, of course, saves lives, and we appreciate his leadership in that arena. And today, we're just going to have a glimpse at the contributions that he's made to our institution, to our Commonwealth, and I know he will continue to serve and craft his legacy every single day. Brian, on behalf of the entire Pennsylvania House of Representatives, thank you. Not only for your service as Speaker, but for your ongoing commitment to our institution and to this Commonwealth. Now, if everyone would turn your attention to our voting boards, we're about to play a short video in honor of Speaker Cutler.
In this hour and under our watch, our Commonwealth needs the best of what this institution was designed to be. And what is that? First, let us treat each other, other elected leaders, and our constituents with respect. Second, let us not ask someone else to do something that we ourselves are not willing to do. When our term of service is concluded, let us leave things better than when we found them. Our great Commonwealth has been a beacon of freedom and truth since its founding, the birthplace of democracy, a light when our nation faced its darkest hours. I believe every member of our body is here to accomplish more on behalf of the people who have sent us here. Our constituents have given us this blessing to improve their lives. I'm reminded of the words of Paul the Apostle, who wrote in his letter to the Galatians, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up."
The chair invites the 138th Speaker of the House, my good friend also, who gave the chair many opportunities to stand here, never to preside, but many times to pray, and certainly that had to break the ice for me to do what I'm doing today. So please welcome our good friend from Allegheny County, the Honorable Mike Torzai, to the rostrum for remarks.
Yes, I definitely need these glasses. Speaker McClinton, Leader Bradford, Leader Topper, honorable members, and dear friends of the Speaker, Brian Cutler, and his family, and to staff members of Speaker Cutler in the past and in the present. I am so honored to be here for Speaker Cutler's portrait unveiling. Thank you for this honor. Jennifer, Cheyenne, Caleb, and Drew, your father is and has always been so proud of each of you and committed to you. And the first significant point about Speaker Cutler as a person and as a public servant is this: Brian is and always has been family first, a loving husband to Jennifer, and dedicated father to Cheyenne, Caleb, and Drew. You are proud of him, and he is proud of you. You are deserving of applause for the dedication and support you have given to Speaker Cutler. As our good friend Speaker McClinton made mention of, and I want to bring it up again, Brian is a person who knew real sadness, real tragedy at a young age, but persevered. He's a person that could have, under similar circumstances, turned away from society as opposed to grabbing hold of it and wanting to make life better for everyone. Just think, while in high school, to learn that both of your parents were diagnosed with ALS, suffering that, and continuing to be the dedicated son and the great public servant that he's become. Now that's perseverance, and that's being a role model to each of us. God bless you, Brian, on that front. I had the opportunity to see Brian as a member, but also as majority whip, majority leader, and from a little bit more afar as speaker. He has many exceptional talents, But one of those talents that I would really like to focus on is he is one of the best studies of the House rules and procedures and process that has ever inhabited this chamber, I suspect since 1682. He knew the rules, governed according to the rules, in fairness and in specificity. He knew his precedent and was able to cite it and articulate it amongst the best that I have ever seen. Brian, you are a person that understands that governance needs guidelines to provide for robust discussion, but fairness. Brian was and is an outstanding advocate for those less privileged and recognizes that government has a role in being that support. But at the same time, he was able to balance that by being an advocate for efficient, fiscally responsible government. Think about these successful measures that he championed and how they, in many ways, encompass both components and made sure that people understood that they weren't inconsistent. Act 164 of 2012, which provided for fraud detection and prevention mechanisms for the LIHEAP program, which is so important to many in terms of low-income home energy assistance. And Act 60 of 2013, which eliminated redundancies in accreditation procedures. And this is before he was in leadership. Not only that, but Brian also, which I think is commendable, really focused on funding trauma centers in rural counties, but also focused on trauma-centered development to reduce volume and increase patient access. And he led the effort to establish statewide insurance exchanges and reinsurance programs. And Brian, true to his parents, was always there for tackling diseases, but particularly for ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. This good man also was both a great speaker and a natural leader. He was a great friend and a great teammate. He was a mentor to many. He was someone that you could work with internally, and he was someone that could reach across the aisle. Another important component is that he is Lancaster, I'll get it right, County born and bred, and has never forgotten his roots. Yes, he understood that everybody had to give back to his community or her community, but he knew his friends back home. At this time, I would like all of you, past and present, who represented Lancaster County, who are from Lancaster County, just to stand up today for this single recognition, because you helped bring us, Brian Cutler, to be the 139th speaker. Please stand. Brian, 3 particular measures that I recollect that I think were triumphant, but they don't often get talked about. In the middle of the COVID crisis, Brian led the effort to allow this institution as leader to continue to operate when legislative bodies all across the country did not, by putting together remote voting that allowed this institution to continue to function properly and appropriately. This is the people's house, and by doing that at the time, it allowed the people's house to continue to work. Second, amongst his other team achievements as Speaker, included record levels of funding for public education, but with some guide rails, and in addition, an increased EITC program, which we saw being advocated in the rotunda of the House today, because not one size fits all. And from a business perspective, because we want employers to thrive here, Brian and his team's work on finally reducing the rates for the corporate net income tax, working with the Democratic governor to accomplishment, is a very significant benchmark. I have many personal anecdotes in my relationship with Speaker Cutler. He brought me down to Lancaster County in my own role. I'm going to focus on one because this is about him, but I want to share this in particular because it was shared with folks from both sides of the aisle. Representative Carroll, who is now Secretary of Transportation, Representative Coffer, who has now retired, former Auditor General and a member of this body, Jean D. Pasquale. We were able to take a trip to Israel in 2019. Lydia and my oldest son, Andrew, accompanied us on that trip. Brian was, as always, completely gracious to everybody within that team, and particularly kind in mentoring of my oldest, Andrew. Brian, I will never forget your kindness and friendship on that particular trip, but also in the shared experiences we had in governing. In watching you from afar in the private sector, you have always been class, consistent, spiritual, prayerful, and a person of goodwill. We are honored to see your portrait unveiled. You're already a part of history. You will continue to be a part of history. But this portrait evidences for the many people who will come to the Capitol for years to come. God bless. Thank you.
The chair thanks the gentleman for his remarks, and the chair now welcomes to the rostrum the 139th Speaker of the House, our friend and colleague from Lancaster, the Honorable Brian Cutler. Welcome.
Good morning, and thank you, Speaker Torzai, and thank you, Speaker McClinton. And I promised myself that I wouldn't cry. For those who know me, I tend to be a pretty emotional person at times. And my staff was kind enough even to put a little Post-it note inside the folder that said, "Don't cry." So I appreciate them and their work. And it was good to watch the video, and I thank our crew for doing that. That was a nice surprise. Most importantly, I'm glad that it was short because, and I'll get to it a little bit in the speech, but it was tough seeing some of our friends and colleagues who are no longer with us. So when I think back to my first few days at the Speaker's rostrum, as was mentioned, it was nothing like today. We were mid-session in the heat of budget season and in some of the strangest and unprecedented times that were mentioned before because we were in the middle of the COVID pandemic. Even in normal circumstances, there's a lot to learn and adjust to up here. Responsibilities and traditions to uphold. And the one thing that I didn't think I needed training on was wielding the gavel. I mean, seriously, how hard could it be? You have a strike plate here, you hit it, that's all you really have to do. But looking back now, I probably could have used a little bit more practice because not more than a few weeks into the job, I hit the edge of the strike plate and actually sheared the gavel in half. And in that moment, I was incredibly fearful that I had somehow destroyed a piece of history and was like, my goodness, what am I going to do? And Clancy, the parliamentarian, just calmly reached under the desk, pulls out a second gavel. No hesitation, but it did come with a warning. He said, I always keep a backup gavel in place, but that one's it until the next one is made. So I appreciated that, Clancy, and thank you. I know it was mentioned, my discussion of the rules and the decisions that we have to make here, and Speaker McClinton mentioned the weight of being up here. Because at some time, at some point in the future, your rulings will in fact come back. Many came back last session, but I did take special pleasure, Madam Speaker, when you did finally agree with me on some of them. And I always appreciated my relationship with Speaker McClinton, and I'd like to share a personal story because I think it's important. I believe it was right after you became leader, if I remember correctly, and she paid me a visit in my district office. And that's one of the things that I always encourage other members to do. Get to know one another, understand people's districts, and then you'll understand how they make decisions or what's important to them. And it was a wonderful meeting, and I'm happy to say that we shared some devotions, and we're still friends on the Bible app because it's important that we have that in common. And the truth is we have a lot more in common than just our faith. Being elected speaker in the oldest democratically elected body in this great nation is an incredible honor that only a select few will ever know. 141 of them, as was mentioned. Breaking the gavel is actually even smaller, but not one that I'm as proud of. Looking back, it was somewhat of a lighthearted moment when that gavel broke, and Clancy's calm demeanor sort of defined the approach of how we all do work here. I've always felt it's best accomplished when we all work together. None of us can do this work on our own. We're surrounded by talented, selfless individuals who drive us to be the best versions of ourselves. Right now in this room, we are surrounded by people who've chosen this path of public service out of a deeply held desire to help their communities, their friends, and their neighbors. Our chamber can only be successful when we join in that work together, finding solutions to increase prosperity and break down barriers to many of our successes. The view from up here is one of the best you will ever see. Pennsylvanians from all walks of life, all hungry to make a difference, filling this room with their passions, ideas, and personal experiences to try and make this Commonwealth better than we found it. It's been said many times that our staff gets too much of the blame when we cannot get our job done, and they never get enough credit for the successes that we share. No one in this room today or at any time has ever been on an island as we serve, and I am certainly not alone in that way either. I'm humbled and honored to have served the 100th District and the Commonwealth from the Speaker's rostrum. But my portrait will only hang in the gallery because of the commitment of many others who have been by my side every step of the way. First and foremost, my family, my wife Jennifer, my children Cheyenne, Caleb, and Drew. I could never thank you enough for your patience, understanding, and willingness to be a part of this journey. My time in office, and specifically the Speaker's chair, was only possible because of your love and support, and for that I thank you. My district staff, as well as the team members up here, some of them knew me before I ran for office and have been a daily lifeline to the people of Southern Lancaster County. I speak for all members when I say that you truly are the keystone of all the great work that we do. My team's open door and warm smiles is what has defined my years in office. Thank you for your tireless commitment to our friends and our neighbors, and I'm very fortunate that I've had extremely low turnover in my district. I've been blessed with some outstanding employees, most of whom are here with me today, and I would like to personally thank for all the great work that you do back home. I would like to mention one former staffer who I hope is watching, and that is Frances, who was actually worked for my predecessor, and I kept her. And she couldn't be with us today, and I just want to thank her for her contributions. She gave me, and I still have in my office if you come visit me in the local district, hanging on the wall, a list of the pillars of integrity. And as a believer, that was something that was always very important to her, and it was important that we as elected officials exercise integrity of the utmost. The Harrisburg staff, too many to name, committee staffers, LRB, writers, legislative aides, messengers, clerks, team that's here in front of us, as well as our sergeant at arms and the team that provides security here. Your work keeps our Commonwealth running. Issues come to Harrisburg in any and all varieties, but it's your effort day in and day out that makes it possible for us to actually do something about it. And without it, our branch of government would have no authority at all. As I look around the room today, I am blessed to see so many fellow members, both past and present, friends, associates, and colleagues who've been very supportive. I've had many wonderful mentors. Some are still serving with us, and some have moved on to other opportunities outside this chamber. But there are some who we dearly miss today. I shared an office with Jeff Pyle my first 3 terms. For those of you who knew Representative Pyle, he had a way about himself where as a freshman, he walked up to me and goes, "We're office mates. I hope that's okay, because I asked for you to share an office with me." And I can very firmly say it was an education that you certainly wouldn't learn in a book. but his commitment to his work set a shining example for me early on how to help people back home. Jeff was a wonderful friend. He actually did one of my nominations the very first time that I ran. And we lost Jeff too soon, and I certainly miss him. And in my early days of Republican leadership, I was also joined by Representative Reese, who we also lost much too soon. I owe a debt of gratitude to them in showing me how to be a better representative. I owe a debt of gratitude to the community I am blessed to call home. By the grace of God, I was born in Lancaster County, a place rich in history, defined by tradition, a place where hard work and compassion and respect are non-negotiable. For generations, our humble neighbors set a shining example of commitment to family and God, answering the call to serve others. In the early 1700s, in a small town in the district that I was privileged to represent, a wagon design was developed for transporting goods to Philadelphia. Over the next 150 years, what would become known as the Conestoga wagon would be the most important transport vehicle in North America, keeping the U.S. Army supplied throughout the French and Indian War and delivering Americans to all corners of the western frontier. And it was thanks to the idea from a few Lancastrians. Today, Lancaster's hard-working spirit is still on display. We're at the forefront of the advancements in healthcare. We've become an international hub for live event production, and the finest restaurants in the country seek out our produce produced by our multi-generational farms. With this spirit behind me, I could never afford to take the opportunity to serve as speaker for granted. But my home does best what they do best, easily be described or explained. There's an unwavering willingness to help one another. When a neighbor is in need, people simply show up. They show up to work, they show up with food, and they are there. Lancaster County always answers the call. And when my parents passed away, leading up to that time, my friends, my neighbors, our community were there for my sister, who is off to the left today. And I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. Our community never once hesitated to do everything they could for us. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to give back and run for office. And the support that I felt then has never wavered, pushing me to serve in the House and defining my time in the Speaker's chair. They were unprecedented times, but honestly, there was no challenge too large, no task too difficult. In 2020, when so many aspects of our lives were stopped by the COVID pandemic, this chamber kept working. We instituted rules for remote voting. We began the process for the new voter boards, which we saw today, and I'm appreciative that the speakers after me continued that process in terms of modernizing the chamber. And despite all the challenges, we still had one of the most productive sessions in recent history. We passed 650 bills that session, one of the busiest and most successful. Now, granted, many of those were disagreements with the governor over the closures and the pandemic. But the truth is, 98% of those bills had bipartisan support, and 64% were passed unanimously, proving once again that the issues that unite us will always be more important than anything that could divide us. And when the installation of the voting boards began, I actually broke my second gavel at that time. Thankfully, we had a new one in place by then. The book of James says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trials, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life." There are times, if I'm being honest, and I think many in the room would agree, public service sometimes feels like a constant trial. We're serving at a time when more and more people tell us that government is broken and that the voices of so many are left out of the halls of power. But you and I gathered here today, I would offer that their voices are here, and that's important. There are no favorites. No class sits above anyone else, and our collective perseverance can achieve a greater good, because at the end of the day, each one of us represents a vote for 65,000 constituents. Whether you're from coal country, Pittsburgh to Philadelphia, Erie, the Poconos, or South Central like myself, every voice has power, every word has meaning, and every person has purpose. Every person has the right to achieve their own American dream. I was very blessed that I could achieve mine. I had wonderful friends that I've known since I was a child. Friends that I grew up with, wrestling with, playing baseball with, and had the privilege of working with and serving here with. The truth is, if you need any proof that the American dream is still alive, I'd simply point to the fact that I had the privilege and the opportunity to stand here, a poor but fortunate boy from Peach Bottom, Southern Lancaster County, who became Speaker of the House. Thank you. All of you for all your willingness to serve your districts, and thank you again to everybody who's been a special part of my journey. And I wish everyone here a continued and blessed success and future. Thank you. She's up and Representative Baer and
The chair thanks the gentleman. The chair would like to acknowledge in the gallery, we have the gentlelady from Clarion, Representative Oberlander, retired representative. Thank you for joining us. Please stand. Welcome back to the floor of the House. In the front of the House, in the well, I understand we have from Lancaster County, both Representatives Hickernell and Baer, retired members. Please stand. Welcome back to the floor of the House. Thank you for being here. At this time, the chair would like to welcome back, she was just here not long ago, Ellen Cooper to the House of Representatives. Ms. Cooper is no stranger to this House, having previously painted a portrait for former Speaker Sam Smith. Ms. Cooper was educated at the Tyler School of Art at Temple University and has received numerous awards, including first place and the People's Choice Award at the Portrait Society of American International Portrait Competition. Ms. Cooper, we thank you in advance for yet another fantastic contribution to our Speaker's Portrait Gallery. And at this time, the chair requests Speaker Cutler and his family to the rostrum for the portrait unveiling. This concludes our portrait unveiling ceremony. Congratulations, Speaker Cutler. Thank you, Ms. Cooper, for your wonderful work. And before we move on to our next ceremony, if I can have the attention of the members, we have guests that have arrived in the gallery. Our colleague that serves Philadelphia County, Representative Dawkins, brings the Frankfurt Chargers 8U team, which is a football team made up of 22 hardworking boys that are nicknamed the Little Soldiers. The group has been together for 3 years, and they have already won 3 Pennsylvania Elite Championships for 6U, 7U, and 8U. They're the 2023 and 2024 Big East Region champions, along with the NJE Spring League champions. The team was undefeated in 2022 and 2024. Please stand and congratulations. Welcome to the floor of the House. The House will briefly be at ease. The House will come to order. The chair asks the guests to take their seats. There will be many more opportunities to take photographs with Speaker Cutler and the portrait, but we do have one really important moment to celebrate the retirement of Vince D. Liberato. Would the members and guests please take your seats? Members and guests, please take your seats. Sergeant at Arms, please clear the aisles. Chair wants to acknowledge the presence of our retired member from Westmoreland, Representative Dunbar. Was just notified he's here as well. Chair apologizes for not knowing earlier, but welcome back, Mr. Chairman. Colleagues, as you know, it is unusual for us to present citations here on the floor of the House, but the person that we have the privilege of celebrating today has some simply extraordinary years of service. Vince D. Liberato has devoted his entire life to the General Assembly, and I am not exaggerating. He is about to retire with almost 50 years of service. The clerk will soon read a citation in Vince's honor, which outlines his extraordinary achievements, but the chair would like to point out one aspect of Vince's career that is not part of his job description, but will continue to be a part of his legacy, and that is his service as a teacher. Ask anyone who drafts here in the General Assembly where they learned their trade, whether they are Democrat or Republican staff in the House or in the Senate or a part of our core team, and I'm confident that every single staff member, along with other members of this body, will be able to say that Vince helped him or her by going out of his way, not only to understand how to become a better drafter, but how to improve our legislative system as a whole. Not only that, through his years of teaching legislation, legislative drafting, and state constitutional law at Widener University Commonwealth Law School, Vince not only academically trained many of our attorneys, but he was one of our top recruiters of employees for the Pennsylvania House of Representatives and the Pennsylvania Senate. Vince, on behalf of the House, the chair cannot thank you enough for your service and the legacy that you will leave through the hundreds, if not thousands, of employees that you have impacted along the way. The clerk will read the citation.
Whereas Vincent C. DeLiberato, Jr., Esquire, is being honored upon his February 2025 retirement as Director of the Legislative Reference Bureau, concluding an exemplary career spanning more than 49 years of dedicated state service. And whereas, born in Philadelphia in 1949, Mr. DeLiberato graduated from St. Joseph's High School and earned a bachelor's degree from St. Joseph's University, a Juris Doctor degree from the Villanova University School of Law, and a master's degree from Villanova University. He served this country with honor and distinction as a member of the United States Army Reserve and attained the rank of Staff Sergeant. Mr. DeLiberato joined the LRB on November 24, 1975 as a staff attorney and rose through the ranks to serve as a drafting attorney and senior drafting attorney before becoming acting director in 2013. The following year, he was appointed as director. And whereas Mr. DeLiberato has taught legislation, legislative drafting, and state constitutional law at the Widener University Commonwealth Law School, worked with the university's Law and Government Institute, and performed legal research, brief writing, and document drafting for attorneys in Harrisburg and Philadelphia. He is a member of the Pennsylvania Bar Association and its Statutory Law Committee and is admitted to practice before the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, the United States District Court Middle District of Pennsylvania, and the United States Supreme Court. Mr. DeLiberato has served on the Pennsylvania delegation to the Uniform Law Commission, and he authored and co-authored materials on statutory construction, legislative procedure, and judicial history. Now, therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania extends heartfelt congratulations to Vincent C. DiLiberato, Jr., Esquire, upon his richly deserved retirement, offers best wishes for a happy and rewarding future, and directs that a copy of this citation, sponsored by Representatives Joanna E. McClinton, Matthew D. Bradford, Joe Kerwin, and Jesse Topper, on January 27, 2025, be transmitted to Vincent C. DiLiberato, Jr., Esquire.
The chair thanks the clerk for the reading of the citation. The chair had not realized where she knows Vince from, Villanova Law. That would be it. The chair recognizes fellow Villanova Law grad, Representative Bradford, for remarks.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Go Cats. Vince, congratulations. 50 years of service is no small accomplishment. And I got to tell you, as a person who's been on this earth for 49 years, it may look like I've been here a little bit longer, but I recognize that is an unbelievable length of service to our Commonwealth, and we want to thank you. By all reports from staffers who've been here longer than I, you are the one authority on all things legislative. You know more about everything in this building that has ever happened, ever been written, ever been passed. As the director of LRB, your history as a professor. I would mention again, as a Villanova grad, both law and master's, the only blemish I see on your resume is a misguided attendance at St. Joe's. But having said that, we just want you to know that we really do appreciate you. We want to thank you. I have my phonetic spelling of your last name, which I think I've never actually pronounced correctly, so I'm going to try to get it right here, DiLiberato. Sir, thank you for everything you've done for us as a caucus, us as a chamber, and more importantly, as a Commonwealth. Thank you, sir, and congratulations.
The chair thanks the gentleman. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Bedford, Representative Topper, for remarks.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We speak of institutions in this place. There are institutions in terms of buildings, and then there are institutions in terms of individuals. And Vince DiLiberato is certainly an institution in terms of individuals with the Legislative Reference Bureau. Over 50 years, Leader Bradford talked about his age, and I can say that I was born in 1981. Again, I also don't look particularly 43 years old, particularly over the last 2 months. But considering that Mr. DiLiberato started in 1975, but it's not just the quantity of time that he put in, it's the quality of his work, which has been echoed by many, including his successor, Stephanie Lattimore, who said there's nothing about the Legislative Reference Bureau that he doesn't know that he can't share with you. There's only one Vince, and there's never going to be another Vince. And then one of the things that I found most interesting, back in 2022, a KDK headline read, Vince DiLiberato, the one thing Pennsylvania legislators can agree on. Congratulations, sir, and thank you for your years of service.
The chair thanks the gentleman. As an 82 baby hoping to look like 92 every single day, I can understand, but we appreciate your 50 years of service, and the House will be at ease and request that the gentleman, along with the floor leaders, please come to the rostrum. The House will come to order. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Bucks County, Representative Stats.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to thank my colleagues on both sides of the aisle for your outpouring of support since my wife's recent unexpected passing. I appreciated it, my family appreciated it, and Robin appreciated it. It truly helped. Like I tell my sons, we're going to be okay. Things are going to be very different, but we're going to be okay. I would encourage all of you, my friends, to hug your loved ones and count your blessings. Again, thank you to all that reached out. God bless each and every one of you, and continue to pray for Representative Gergely and his family. Thank you.
The chair thanks the gentleman, and our prayers remain with the gentleman and his children during this difficult time. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Bucks County for a committee announcement, Representative Warren.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Insurance Company will meet immediately upon the break in room B31 for a reorganizational meeting and for a voting meeting on House Bills 111, 211, and 261. That's B31 at the break. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The chair thanks the gentleman. Members, the Pennsylvania House Archives is hosting an open house. It is today, Tuesday, January 28th, until 3:30 p.m. This exhibit is a salute to service House members who've also served in the military. There will be light refreshments, and the House Archives office is in 628 the Irvis Office Building in the Capitol Complex. The Majority Leader moves that the following bills be removed from the tabled calendar and be placed on the active calendar. House Bill 190, House Bill 201, House Bill 291, House Bill 324. The chair recognizes Representative Pashinsky, Chair of the Committee on Agriculture and Rural Affairs, who reports the following bills. House Bill 77, reported as committed. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? House Bill 324, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the bill? It is agreed to. The chair recognizes Representative Solomon, Chair of the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness, who reports the following bills. House Bill 304, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the bill? It's agreed to. The chair recognizes Representative Solomon, Chair of the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness, who reports the following resolution. H.R. 2, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the report? It's agreed to. The chair recognizes Representative Mark Kozik, Chair of the Committee on Housing and Community Development, who reports the following bill. House Bill 67, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the bill? It is agreed to. The chair recognizes Representative McNeil, Chair of the Committee on Children and Youth, who reports the following resolution. H.R. 26, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the report? It's agreed to. The chair is in receipt of the following extract from the Journal of the Senate, which the clerk will now read.
The clerk of the Senate, being introduced, presented the following extract from the Journal of the Senate, which was read as follows. Monday, January 27th, resolved, the House of Representatives concurring pursuant to Article 2, Section 14 of the Pennsylvania Constitution, that when the Senate recesses this week, it reconvene the week of Monday, February 3rd, 2025, unless sooner recalled by the President Pro Tem of the Senate. And be it further resolved pursuant to Article 2, Section 14 of the Pennsylvania Constitution, that when the House of Representatives recesses this week, it reconvene the week of Monday, February 3rd, 2025, unless sooner recalled by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, ordered that the clerk present the same to the House of Representatives for its concurrence.
Will the House concur in the resolution of the Senate? Those in favor of the resolution will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Resolution is concurred in, and the clerk will inform the Senate accordingly. The chair referred the following bills, which the clerk will now read.
Referrals, January 8th, 2025. House Bill 17, House Bill 25 to Education, House Bill 22 to Finance, House Bill 26, House Bill 27 both to Health, House Bill 24 Housing and Community Development, House Bill 18 to Judiciary. Referrals, January 10th, 2025. House Bill 39, House Bill 77, House Resolution 5 to Agricultural Rural Affairs, House Bill 29, House Bill 45 to Commerce, House Bill 81, Consumer Protection, Technology and Utilities, House Bill 46 to Education, House Bill 42, House Bill 43, House Bill 84, Environmental and Natural Resource Protection, House Bill 34, House Bill 47, both to Finance, House Bill 44, Gaming Oversight, House Bill 28, House Bill 33, House Bill 60, House Bill 65, House Bill 79, and House Resolution 3, all those to Health. House Bill 41, House Resolution 6 to Intergovernmental Affairs and Operations. House Bill 36, House Bill 40, both to Judiciary. House Bill 30, House Bill 80, Professional Licensure. House Bill 37, State Government. House Bill 38, House Bill 48, both to Transportation. House Bill 35 and House Resolution 2 to Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness. Referrals, January 14th, 2025. House Resolution 7, Aging and Older Adult Services. House Bill 78, House Bill 96, both to Commerce. House Bill 49, House Bill 62, House Bill 95, Communications and Technology. House Bill 112, Consumer Protection, Technology and Utilities. House Bill 51, House Bill 63, House Bill 82, House Resolution 9, all those to Education. House Bill 113, House Bill 114 to Energy. House Bill 52, House Bill 88, House Bill 109 to Environmental and Natural Resources Protection. House Bill 105 to Finance. House Bill 70, House Bill 91, House Bill 103, Game and Fisheries, House Bill 107, Gaming Oversight, House Bill 54, House Bill 69, House Bill 83, House Bill 94, House Bill 110, House Bill 157, House Resolution 8, all those to Health. House Bill 67, Housing and Community Development. House Bill 66, House Bill 74, House Bill 90, Human Services, House Bill 111, House Bill 117, Insurance, House Bill 55, Intergovernmental Affairs and Operations. House Bill 53, House Bill 56, House Bill 57, House Bill 72, House Bill 97, House Bill 102, House Bill 104, House Bill 116, all those to Judiciary. House Bill 64, House Bill 68, Labor and Industry, House Bill 50, Local Government, House Bill 58, House Bill 59, House Bill 61, House Bill 75, House Bill 76, House Bill 86, House Bill 87, House Bill 92, all those to Professional Licensure. House Bill 85, House Bill 93, House Bill 115, all those 3 to State Government. House Bill 71, Transportation. House Bill 73, House Bill 89, House Bill 108, Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness. Referrals, January 16th, 2025. House Bill 163, House Bill 189, Agricultural Rural Affairs. House Bill 156, Children and Youth. House Bill 127 to Commerce. House Bill 129, House Bill 197, Communications and Technology. House Bill 130, House Bill 190, House Bill 191, House Bill 192, those 4 to Education. House Bill 152, House Bill 168, House Bill 184, House Bill 185 to Finance. House Bill 159, House Bill 187, Games and Fishery. House Bill 120, House Bill 164, House Bill 165, House Resolution 11 to Health. House Bill 194, House Bill 195, House Resolution 10 to Human Services. House Bill 119, House Bill 122, House Bill 124, House Bill 153, House Bill 169, all those to Intergovernmental Affairs and Operations. House Bill 128, House Bill 166, House Bill 167 to Judiciary. House Bill 118, House Bill 160, House Bill 161, House Bill 183, House Bill 186, all those to Labor and Industry. House Bill 162, House Bill 181 to Local Government. House Bill 125, House Bill 126, House Bill 154, House Bill 155, House Bill 193, House Bill 196, all those to State Government. House Bill 121, Tourism, Recreation, and Economic Development. House Bill 182, House Bill 188, both to Transportation. House Bill 199 to Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness. Referrals, January 17th, 2025. House Bill 158, House Bill 203, both to Education. House Bill 250, Environmental and Natural Resource Protection. House Bill 204, House Bill 206, House Bill 207, House Bill 244, House Bill 242, House Bill 244, House Bill 253, all those to Finance. House Bill 202, Games and Fishery. House Bill 211, House Bill 261, Insurance. House Resolution 13 to Intergovernmental Affairs and Operations. House Bill 210 to Labor and Industry. House Bill 209 to Local Government. House Bill 208, House Bill 212, House Resolution 12 to State Government. House Bill 205, House Bill 254, House Bill 255, all to Transportation. House Bill 213, Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness. Referrals, January 22nd, 2025. House Bill 229, House Bill 243, vote to appropriations. House Bill 215, House Bill 224, House Bill 227, House Bill 228, House Bill 233, House Bill 236, House Bill 246, House Bill 248, House Bill 249, House Bill 251, House Bill 252. All those to education. House Bill 232, House Bill 272 to energy. House Bill 234, House Bill 235, environmental and natural resource protection. House Bill 217, House Bill 218, House Bill 219, House Bill 256, those four to finance. House Bill 271 to health, House Bill 214, House Bill 225, House Bill 273, House Bill 275, housing and community development. House Bill 268, House Bill 269 to human services, House Bill 281 insurance, House Bill 247 and House Bill 276 intergovernmental affairs and operations. House Bill 216, House Bill 226, House Bill 239, House Bill 259, House Bill 277, House Bill 282, all those to judiciary. House Bill 262, House Bill 263, House Bill 265, House Bill 274, those four to labor and industry. House Bill 241 to local government. House Bill 231, House Bill 245, House Bill 258, House Bill 266, House Bill 267, House Bill 278, House Bill 280, all those to state government. House Bill 230, House Bill 238, House Bill 240, House Bill 257, House Bill 260, House Bill 264, House Bill 291, all those to transportation. House Resolution 14 to Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness. Referrals, January 23rd, 2025. House Bill 294, House Bill 295, House Bill 296, House Bill 311, House Bill 313, all those to agriculture, rural affairs. House Bill 306, Consumer Protection, Technology and Utilities. House Bill 201, House Resolution 18 to education. House Bill 289, House Bill 290, environmental and natural resource protection. House Bill 286, House Bill 302, House Bill 303, House Bill 310, House Bill 315, all those to finance. House Bill 305, House Resolution 16, House Resolution 24, those three to health. House Bill 287, House Bill 307, House Bill 316 to housing and community development. House Bill 298 to human services. House Bill 279, Intergovernmental Affairs and Operations. House Bill 285, House Bill 293, House Bill 326, all those to Judiciary. House Bill 288, House Bill 308, Labor and Industry. House Bill 283, House Bill 292, House Bill 314, Local Government. House Bill 309 to Professional Licensure. House Bill 284, House Bill 299, House Bill 301, House Resolution 17, House Resolution 21, House Resolution 22, House Resolution 23, all those to State Government. House Resolution 19 to Tourism, Recreation, and Economic Development. House Bill 297, House Bill 312, House Resolution 20 to Transportation. House Bill 304 and House Resolution 15 to Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness. Referrals, January 27, 2025. House Bill 324, Agricultural Rural Affairs. House Bill 330, Appropriations. House Bill 335, House Resolution 26 to Children and Youth. House Bill 317, Communications and Technology. House Bill 320, House Bill 322, Consumer Protection, Technology and Utilities. House Bill 332, House Bill 338, House Bill 339, House Bill 341, House Bill 342, House Bill 345, House Bill 353, House Bill 354, House Bill 356, House Bill 360, all those to education. House Bill 327, House Bill 328, House Bill 347, House Bill 364, all those to environmental and natural resource protection. House Bill 325, House Bill 329, House Bill 334, House Bill 352, House Bill 357, all those to finance. House Bill 319, Games and Fisheries. House Bill 343, House Bill 344, House Bill 358, House Bill 359 to Housing and Community Development. House Bill 348, House Bill 361, Human Services. House Bill 346 and House Resolution 27 to Intergovernmental Affairs and Operations. House Bill 331, House Bill 351, House Bill 355, those three to Judiciary. House Bill 318, House Bill 323, House Bill 367, those three to Labor and Industry. House Bill 369 to Local Government. House Bill 365 to Professional Licensure. House Bill 336, House Bill 337, House Bill 349, House Bill 363, House Resolution 25, and House Resolution 28 to State Government. House Bill 333, House Bill 340, House Bill 368, those three to Transportation, and House Bill 366 to Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness.
The chair is in receipt of the following reports, which the clerk will now read.
An annual report required by Act 128 of 2020, amended Title 71 of Pennsylvania Consolidated Statutes from the Independent Fiscal Office regarding the 2024 SIRS Stress Test Impact Analysis. An annual report in accordance with 35 PA Consolidated Statutes 5303 from the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency regarding the 2023 9/11 Annual Report. A report authorized by Act 37 of 2023 from the Pennsylvania Joint State Government Commission regarding the minimum eligibility standards for police officer training and graduation in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. A report directed by SR 46 of 2023 from the Pennsylvania Joint State Government Commission regarding women veterans health care in the Commonwealth. A report directed by House Resolution 113 of 2023 from the Pennsylvania Joint State Government Commission regarding body-worn camera footage outcomes for law enforcement officers and civilians. An annual report, as required by Act 15, previously Senate Bill 314 from the Pennsylvania Rural Health Redesign Authority regarding the independent auditor's report and financial statements as of June 30th, 2024. A report in accordance with Section 1415 of Title 66 of the Consolidated Statutes from the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission regarding the 7th report to the Governor and General Assembly implementation of Chapter 14. An annual report as required by Section 509A at the Act of April 9th, 1929, 177, number 175, known as the Administrative Code of 1929 from the Office of State Inspector Generals regarding the 2023-2024 annual report, and an annual report in accordance with Section 5723 of the Wiretapping and Electronic Control Act from the Chief Justice of Pennsylvania regarding the 2023 annual report.
The chair is in receipt of letters from the following standing committees indicating that they have organized and are ready to do the business of the House: the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee, the Education Committee, the Environmental and Natural Resources Protection Committee, the Judiciary Committee, the State Government Committee, the Tourism, Recreation, and Economic Development Committee, the Transportation Committee. The chair is in receipt of a letter from the governor, Governor Shapiro, requesting a joint session of the General Assembly on Tuesday, February the 4th, 2025. The chair is in receipt of a motion from the gentleman from Lancaster, Representative Cutler, that the House now adjourn until Wednesday, January 29th, 2025 at 11 a.m. unless sooner recalled by the Speaker. The questions on the motion: those in favor saying aye, those opposed no. The ayes have it, and the House stands adjourned until Wednesday, January 29th, 2025 at 11 a.m. unless sooner recalled by the Speaker.